All right, chat, we are back. Sorry I'm a little late. We are back for the final game of our Saturday Week 1 No Controller Cup. But first, I'd like to shout out to our sponsor for making this happen. Credit recovery made easy. Get back on track fast. Take control of your credit today. Tyron's Credit Repair Service, 317-583-9983. 317-583-9983. Working with any budget. Give Tyron a call so he can help you get your credit back on track. All right, now let's get into this game. The final game of the evening. Yes, we have the Houston Texans at home versus the Cincinnati Bengals, chat. Yep. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's get her done. Tomorrow we have our rookie showdown. The Browns at home versus the Titans. Shador is going to take on Cam Ward in Tennessee. But let's get this game underway. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals are set to take on C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans at home. Let's get it, chat. Let's get it. If you missed any of our other 3 games that we had today, run over to my YouTube. You can check out all the games. We will be doing recaps on all 8 games this weekend for post on Monday. And the Bengals are going to start this game with the ball. And Joe Burrow is going to take over here to start the first quarter. He's going to put this ball on the ground to start the first quarter. He's going to pick up 2 here on its opening drive. T. Higgins in motion. Burrow back to pass. He's going to get the ball to Higgins for a nice pickup. Ball's going to be on the 43. I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings with the Saints versus the Raiders, the Bucks versus the Commanders, the Cowboys versus the Ravens, and the Browns versus the Titans. Our rookie showdown, Shador versus Cam Ward. Tap in tomorrow, 3 p.m. to see the Saints versus the Raiders. They put the ball back on the ground for a pickup of 2. He's not going anywhere at this moment. Let's see if this Texans defense can stand up and hold Cincinnati to next to nothing and force them to punt the ball here in the first quarter. And back on the ground again, he's going to have the first down and some. He's going to make it to the 40 in Houston territory. If you're new here, welcome to No Controller Cup. 16 teams will battle over 12 weeks for the first ever No Controller Cup. There's a 4-team conference swap, and it's all CPU play. Tune in week to week to see who will take home the first ever No Controller Cup. And Joe Burrow is sacked here in this first quarter by this Houston's defense. 2nd and 16, ball on Houston's 46-yard line. Let's see if Cincinnati can punch this ball in, man, and get some points on the board here in the first quarter. And he's got Jamar Chase for 5, 3rd and 11. Let's see what they draw up to try to make this 3rd down a first down. Burrow back to pass. He's going to throw this ball away. Smart decision. Ball on the 41-yard line in Houston territory. They're going to punt this ball away. You want to add Rand here on No Controller Cup. Get in touch with AntCuz43 on TikTok to get an ad posted here on No Controller Cup. CJ Stroud set to take the field with Stephon Diggs. Let's see if they can make it happen here in the first quarter against this Cincinnati defense. Stroud back to pass. He's going to take off on foot, and he's got the first down and some. Nice slide, pick up a 13. And cuz, what it do? Credit recovery made easy. Call Tyvin if you need help with your credit recovery. Second and 6. After a pickup of 4. And Stroud's going to be taken down behind the line for a loss of 14. Let's see what they come up with here. On 3rd and 20. Stroud back to pass. And he's going to drop it down to make sense for a pickup of 9. Not even close to enough for what they need for a first down. They're going to punt this ball away here in this first quarter with 3 minutes on the clock. And this ball is going to bounce through the end zone, and the Bengals will have it at their own 20. Credit recovery made easy. Get back on track fast. Take control of your credit today with Tyvin's Credit Repair Service. 317-583-9983. 317-583-9983. Tomorrow we have our rookie showdown Shador versus Cam Ward, the Browns versus the Titans. Tune in so you don't miss the action. Burrow back to pass. And he's got Chase across the middle for a nice pickup. First down in the 41. The connection those guys have is amazing. He's going to have to get Jamar going in this game, him and T. Higgins, if they want to take it home against this tough Houston defense. T. Higgins for a pickup of 9 from Joe Burrow. I'm taking all predictions. I'm only doing $5 bets. So if you want to bet, let me know who you're taking. I'm taking over and unders on points, yards, whatever you want to do. Burrow back to pass again, and he's got Chase again for a first down. Ball into Houston territory on the 43. The last drive ended up in a punt. Let's see if they can put points on the board, make this game interesting. Right now, it's a battle of the defenses. Whose defense is going to stand up and make this game a game? Burrow to Brown. Down to the 26-yard line in Houston territory. They're carving up this Houston defense. Let's see if they can put up points here. Jamar is gonna have a big game if Burrow can keep getting him the ball in these tight spaces, and he can get loose against this Texans defense. Burrow to Higgins for 5. Down on the 21. Second and 5. Tomorrow game start at 3. The Saints versus the Raiders at home. He's got his tight end in the red zone on the 16-yard line. Burrow's having his way with this defense as Cincinnati's defense looks on and as C.J. Stroud looks on, waiting to get back onto the field and make an impact in this game. Man in motion is Brown. Burrow back to pass. He's got Chase down to the 2-yard line. DeMar is having his way with this Texas secondary. Single back formation. Brown down to the 1-yard line, and that is going to conclude the first quarter of this game. Credit repair made easy. Get back on track fast with Tyvan's Credit Recovery. Take control of your credit today. Give Tyvan a call at 317-583-9983. 317-583-9983. Let Tyvan help you get back on track with your credit today. And he's going to be tackled for a loss of 2 behind the line of scrimmage. This Texans defense is standing up on the goal line, letting them boys know y'all really don't want none. Brown in the backfield. Bunch formation to the left. Brown up the middle for a touchdown. Let's go Cincinnati. Brown's got his first touchdown of the season in No Controller Cup. Let's go. Cincinnati's going to take the lead to start out this game here in the second quarter. He put his shoulder down, ran his man over, and said, "You will not deny me." And the kick is good. Cincinnati takes the lead 7-0 versus the Bengals, driving the ball 80 yards downfield against this Texans defense. Cincinnati set to kick the ball to Houston. Let's see if they can put up points. Stephon Diggs has been obsolete in this game. C.J. Stroud, obsolete in this game. Cincinnati is letting them know we are here to push you around in your house. Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Standard Time, the Saints will take on the Raiders to kick off our Sunday. And to close it out, our 8 o'clock game will be the Browns versus the Titans. Shador versus Cam Ward in Cleveland. Man in motion. Empty backfield. Stroud back to pass. He's going to let it loose. And he's got his man for a 6-yard pickup down to the third on their own 34. He's got to start getting Mixon going in the ground game. Up the middle, Mixon for a first down and some. Cincinnati has been terrible against the run for years, and it looks like they're going to be terrible this year as well against the run. If Houston continues to put the ball on the ground, this could pose a problem for Cincinnati. Stroud back to pass. He's going to take off with his legs back to the line of scrimmage. That's all he's going to get. Hendrickson is not having that shit here today with Stroud in his legs. Two backs in the backfield. Stroud drops the pass, and he gets Collins for 9, 3rd and 1. Let's see what they draw up here to keep this drive alive. Jamar Chase looks on, waiting to step back on the field against this Texans defense. Man in motion. Collins, they're going to give it to Mixon for the first down. And he's been phenomenal on the ground, being able to pick up the first down with his legs. If Houston continues to put the ball on the ground against Cincinnati, like I said, it could pose a threat. 1st and 10 on Cincinnati's 46. Let's see what they come up with. Stroud, he's got a man. Dalton Schultz, he's going to pick up 5. If you're new here, welcome to No Controller Cup. 16 teams will battle over 12 weeks for the first ever No Controller Cup. There's a 4-team conference swap, and it's all CPU play. Tune in week to week to see who will take home the first ever No Controller Cup. That pass falls incomplete. It's 3rd and 5 here on the 41 for the Texans against Cincinnati. Mixon in the backfield. Stroud drops back the pass. He's got his man. Looks like Dalton Schultz for a first down and some. He's got the ball in the red zone for Houston. Let's see if they can put up points here. I'm taking bets. Do they or do they not score here, Chad? I'm taking bets. Do they or do they not score here? Can Stroud get the ball in the end zone against this Cincinnati defense? Stroud back to pass. And he's got, him again on this drive. Christian Kirk, touchdown. And the game is tied here before halftime, and we got ourselves a game, chat. It looks like these defenses are breaking down and allowing plays, and it don't make no sense. Credit repair made easy. Get back on track fast. Working with a budget? Take control of your credit today with Tyvan's Credit Repair Service. 317-583-9983. 317-583-9983. Houston set to kick the ball to Cincinnati here with 4:23 left in the second quarter of this game, chat. If you missed our earlier games today, just a recap, the Vikings got it done 28-21 versus Buffalo. Detroit got it done again. Same, and I'm hoping my Las Vegas start the season off with a dub. Week 1, we are here. Tap in with your boy. You know what it is. And I'm here kicking it Saturday and Sunday for the next 12 weeks. Burrow back to pass. And he's going to gain 4 on that reception. Ball on their own line. The Texans need their defense to stand up here and get a stop before the half to try and take the lead here at home against Cincinnati. And that pass falls incomplete. Looks like Brown was the intended receiver on that. No, it was, however you say his name. I don't want to disrespect that man by butchering his name, so I ain't going to do that. So, yeah, the tight end. And he's going to kick this through the end zone. And the Houston Texans will start on their own 20 here in the second quarter with 3:17 left to go. Let's see if Stroud can put up points here to take the lead before halftime. Back to pass. And he's got Kirk, but he's out of bounds. .314 left in the second quarter. Let's see what Houston draws up here on 2nd and 10 on their own 20 to try to take the lead before halftime here at home against Cincinnati. And he's got a man, pick up a 4, their own 24. Credit recovery made easy. Get back on track fast. Take control of your credit today with Tyron's Credit Recovery Repair. 317-583-9983. Stroud, back to pass, screen to Mixon. And Mixon's going to get 4 on that reception. That's going to cause 4 and 2. And Houston's likely going to punt this away. He's going to return this from his own 15. He's going to get down to 23. But he's not going to get much on that as Burrow is set to take the field here again against this Houston defense that has been giving him nothing but problems. Brown on the ground, and he's not going to get much. 2-minute warning here in Houston. The Bengals have 35 on their own 28-yard line. Burrow back to pass, and he's got Chase, but it's going to bring up 4th and inches on their own 33. The Bengals are going to punt this away. Stroud to take over on his own 19. Stroud back to pass. He's going to roll out. And he's got Mixon down to 31. Stroud back to pass. He's got Mixon again. No, it's not Mixon. That's Collins. He's got Collins for 8. They're having their way with the Cincinnati defense here going into the half. Minute left. Let's see what they draw up. Stroud back to pass. And he's got Schultz out of bounds on their own 45 here with 48 seconds left to go here in the first half of this football game. Give me the time, I ain't kidding. Stroud back to pass again. He's got Mixon again. Free. And he is going to score here before halftime against this Bengals defense. Joe Mixon having an incredible game here against Cincinnati at home. Cincinnati got to tighten up. Cincinnati got to tighten up. Cincinnati got to tighten up. Yeah. Nah, y'all got nothing but issues right now. Y'all got nothing but issues right now. Yeah. Coach on that ass, Hendrickson. Seven point lead here heading into the half for Houston over Cincinnati. And we've got ourselves a game here, folks. He's going to get this ball down to the 27. 36 seconds left until halftime, chat. 36 seconds. Can Joey put up points to tie this game before halftime? You hear me, Ant? Do you hear me? That Pittsburgh game, every game today has been a good game. I'm not going to lie to you. Every game today has been a good game. Tomorrow game start at 3 p.m. We will be kicking it off with the Raiders versus the Saints at home in New Orleans. Burrow back to pass. And he was looking for Chase. That pass broken up by Sauce Gardner. Joe looking to go deep here before halftime, trying to put up some points in a one possession game. Back to pass. He's got Chase again. Cincinnati timeout on their own 40. Tomorrow we have the Saints versus the Raiders, the Bucks versus the Commanders, the Cowboys versus the Ravens, and our rookie showdown, the Browns versus the Titans, Cam Ward versus Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland. The pass was broken up between him and T. Higgins. It looked like he almost had that one, chat. Yeah, the third one. Burrow to T. Higgins. Cincinnati's going to call timeout. With 11 seconds left here in the first half. The first game was the Buffalo game, and then it was the Steelers game. I think the end of the game you caught was San Fran Pack. That was a good game, and this is shaping up to be a good one too. Burrow, empty back set, drop back the pass, and he's going to get hit as he's letting this thing go. 6 seconds left, 2nd and 10. I'm pretty sure he's going to be looking to score here on his own 47 before heading into halftime. Burrow back to pass, and he's going to let this thing fly deep. Back at and it is picked off by Sauce Gardner in the end zone at halftime. Credit repair made easy. Get back on track fast. Take control of your credit today. Tyvin's Credit Repair Service can help you get your credit right. They work with any budget, so give them a call at 317-583-9983. Want to ad rand here on No Controller Cup? Get in touch with Aunt Cuz 43 on TikTok to get your ad on stream. Joe Mixon having a hell of a game here for Houston. And they're going to get the ball back here after halftime. And let's see how this shapes up. Ball down to the 26, and Stroud is going to take the field here in the second half first. Next week, Houston takes on the Ravens at home again. And then Cincinnati will be at home versus the Buffalo Bills. Tune in next week not to miss any of the action. Mixon in motion, Stroud back to pass, and he is going to be taken down behind the line, sacked for 6 yards by this Cincinnati defense. Tank Dell has been obsolete in this game. I am very surprised that he hasn't had as many touches here today against Cincinnati. Bunch formation to the right or to the left. Stroud drops back to pass. And he's got Dalton Schultz again for a pickup of 12. 3rd and 4 on their own 32. Let's see what they draw up here to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Stroud back to pass. And he's got Schultz again. He's going to be the silent assassin in this game if Houston pulls it off here at home against Cincinnati. Empty back, set, Stroud, pump fake, and he's going to let it loose for Tank Dell for a touchdown. And they add on to their lead here at home against this Cincinnati defense who struggled all game long. What a catch against the pass. C.J. Stroud having an amazing game here at home against Cincinnati. Tomorrow, the Saints will take on the Raiders at 3 o'clock, and then we will have the Bucks versus the Commanders, the Cowboys versus the Ravens, the Browns versus the Titans to roll up our Sunday heading into next week. The kick is good, and Houston goes up 2 scores over Cincinnati. If you are new here, welcome to No Controller Cup. 16 teams will battle over 12 weeks for the first ever No Controller Cup. Here's the twist. It's a 4-team conference swap, and it's all CPU play. I look forward to seeing you in stream week to week. Don't miss any of the action. Can't wait to see you there. And they're going to get the ball down to the 24 as Joe walks back onto the field here in this second half for the first time. Cincinnati has had a rough go since the game has started. I expected this game to be a little more competitive than it is, but nevertheless, any given Saturday or Sunday, anything is bound to happen. Burrow back to pass. He's got T. Higgins. Pickup of 15-16. Ball on their own 41. If you haven't already, hit that follow button so you don't miss any of the action here at No Controller Cup. Brown in the backfield with Burrow. He's got Higgins. He's got Higgins and Chase. Brown gets the ball. He's going to pick up. He's going to pick up 8 yards. 10 touches for 39 yards. Not terrible, but not great. Cincinnati has to do a better job of protecting Joe, and they also got to make lanes for Brown to get through. Top of your screen, you've got Chase and Higgins. He's going to give the ball to Brown, and he's going to go nowhere. Houston is not letting them boys run the ball nowhere. They them Houston Texans that ain't giving up shit on the ground. Higgins and Chase at the top of the screen. Burrow back to pass, and he's going to throw it away. 4th and 4 on 47. Anderson gets to him as he throws that ball away, incomplete. This is the 2026 roster for the upcoming NFL season. I appreciate y'all for being here with me. I know there's other places you could be, but I appreciate y'all for being here with me. It's nothing but love all the time, baby. All the time. Tomorrow, games start at 3 p.m. The Saints will be at home versus the Raiders. The Buccaneers will be at home versus the Commanders. The Cowboys will take on Baltimore Ravens as they come into town. And Shador will be hosting Cam Ward in Cleveland as the Browns fight the Titans for our Sunday night primetime game. 4:54 left in the third quarter. Let's see what Houston has in store for this Cincinnati defense. C.J. Stroud and Joe Mixon have been tearing their asses up all game long. Tank Dell had a long reception for a touchdown. Stroud's going to tuck it and run for 6. Not a bad decision. And Cincinnati is getting chippy. They're pissed that they cannot get a hold of this man. I formation, Mixon in the backfield. 2nd and 4. Houston's got the ball on their own 26. And they're going to give it to Mixon up the middle for a pickup of 1. If you haven't already, hit that follow button so you don't miss any of the action here when it comes to No Controller Cup. If you haven't already, follow our socials at StacksCuz, STAKZCUZ Sports. That's on YouTube and on TikTok. And he's got Mixon again. Mixon is having an amazing game here against this Cincinnati defense. Next week, the Texans will take on the Ravens at home again. That should be a very, very phenomenal game, chat. Need an ad ran on stream? Get in touch with AntCuz43, ANTCUZ43 on TikTok to get your ad on the No Controller Cup stream. Second and 10. Houston's got the ball on their own 34. Bunch formation to the right. He's going to play action. Stroud, incomplete to Tank Dell. Cincinnati is not having that shit right now. As Chase looks on, waiting to get back onto the field, hoping to make an impact in this game here late. Stroud in the backfield by himself. He's going to roll out to his left. He's got Collins for a pickup of 6 yards, which is going to bring up 4th down and 4 on their own 40. 2:58 left in this game. They should really be going for it. CPU is going to do what the CPU does. And this ball is going to be kicked through the end zone, and Cincinnati's going to take over on their own 20. Burrow has been playing like shit. I'm just going to say it. Welcome to No Controller Cup. 16 teams will battle over 12 weeks for the first ever No Controller Cup championship. There's a 4-team conference swap, and it's all CPU play. Tune in week to week to see who will be the winner of the first ever No Controller Cup. If you haven't already, hit that follow button so you don't miss any of the action, recaps, and prizes given away here in the next 12 weeks. 2nd and 4. Cincinnati's got the ball on their own 26. Brown in the backfield. Higgins and Chase at the top of their screen. Chase has got the ball. He's going to get about 8 on that reception. Ball on their own 34, 4th and 10. 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter in Houston. Can Houston stand up here and shut these guys out in the second half of this football game and take home the dub for this Houston crowd? And he's got his man, pickup of 8, 2nd and 2 on the 42 for Cincinnati. Thank you for stopping in. I know there's other content creators you could be watching, but I appreciate you for being here watching with me. It's all love, nothing but love all the time. And they're going to blitz, and Burrow's going to go down for a 9-yard loss here in the 3rd quarter. They are not having that shit. Texans are saying, this is our house. You're not about to walk in here and do whatever the fuck you think you want to. Credit recovery made easy. Get back on track with Tyler's Credit Repair Service. 317-583-9983. Third and 11, Burrow in the backfield. And he's got Chase for a 1st down and some. Ball on Houston's 34-yard line, and Jamar Chase is having one hell of a game. Over 100 yards receiving with 6 catches. Brown in the backfield with Burrow, Higgins, and Chase at the top of the screen. He's going to give it to Brown on the ground, down to the 29-yard line. Houston up 21-7. For those of you just joining us, I appreciate you for being here. Welcome to No Controller Cup. 16 teams will battle over 12 weeks for the first ever No Controller Cup championship. There's a 4-team conference swap, and it's all CPU play. Tune in week to week. Don't miss any of the action. Recaps and prizes will be given out over the next 12 weeks here at No Controller Cup. And that will conclude the third quarter. Houston up 21-7 here in a game that looked like it was going to be completely defensive, and Houston has shut out Joe Burrow so far here in the second half. Third and 4 on Houston's 28. Let's see what they draw up. Incomplete. 4th and 4 here in the fourth quarter for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not sure where he was throwing that ball, but boy, was he off. And they're going to kick a field goal here to try to put some points on the board. And it's going to be 10, Cincinnati, Texans, 21 here in the fourth quarter in Houston. Need an ad ran? Get in touch with AntCuz 43, ANTCUZ 43 on TikTok to get an ad ran on the No Controller Cup stream. Tomorrow, games start at 3 p.m. The Saints will be at home versus the Raiders. The Bucks take on the Commanders. The Cowboys take on the Ravens. And the Cleveland Browns will be hosting the Tennessee Titans. Tune in next week as C.J. Stroud takes on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. If you haven't already, hit that follow button so you don't miss any of the action here on No Controller Cup. Stroud gets it to his favorite target today. Joe Mixon is having a phenomenal game. Stroud in the backfield with Mixon. He's going to drop back the pass. Tank Dell for a first down pickup. And he hasn't been targeted as much as I thought he would be here in this game. He's going to put the ball on the ground. Mixon gets back to the 43-yard line. Cincinnati is deciding to stand up here in the fourth quarter, or trying to, at least, against this Texans offense. Stroud back to pass all day long. Christian Kirk for a pickup of 7. Collins at the top of your screen. Man in motion. Mixon gets the ball here on third down, 4th and 2 at their own on Cincinnati's 48, and they're probably going to punt the ball here on 4th down. And this ball is going to be placed on the 25 for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase, 8 receptions, 106 yards. He's having a phenomenal game for Cincinnati, him and T. Higgins, but they just can't seem to get the ball in the end zone. This Cincinnati O-line has been terrible all game against this defensive line of the Houston Texans. Burrow back to pass. And he's going to be taken down. Loss of 11 here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 21 for Cincinnati here in the fourth quarter. You know better than that, Joe. You got to get away from that. You got to let that ball go. You tried to improvise and got taken down, y'all. I mean, it happens, but for a seasoned guy like Joe, you shouldn't be making mistakes like that. Burrow finds Higgins for a pickup of 12, 3rd and 9 on their own 26-yard line. Burrow in the backfield with Brown. You got Chase at the top of the screen. And he's going to be picked off here in the fourth quarter. This Houston defense has denied him all game long, Chad. All game long, he's been denied by this Houston Texans defense. Mental errors. You got to get that ball over his shoulder in order to make that play. Just when he had a glimmer of hope, Chad, it was taken away. Houston has played a phenomenal game all game long, Chad. Mixon, pick up a 4. Houston's got the ball on their own 30. And it looks like Houston's going to take this game against Cincinnati here at home in week 1. And Stroud takes a big loss for 11. 3rd and 17. Pratt has been on his ass all game long. And it looks like he just ran free right through the line. It looked like it was probably a 0 blitz. Behalf of Cincinnati, and Pratt just moseyed his way on down the road and got him a sack here against C.J. Stroud late in this fourth quarter in week 1. Stroud back to pass, and he's got Mixon, but Mixon's only gonna pick up 6 yards. 4th and 11 for Houston. And they're probably going to kick a field goal here, considering that I think they're in range. 35-yard line. Cincinnati. Yeah, he's probably going to kick a field goal. Field goal unit comes on. They're looking to up the score. 2 possessions with 3:20 left here in this fourth quarter. And it is good. 24-10. Houston takes the lead, still keeps the lead here late against Cincinnati after a Joe Burrow interception late in the fourth quarter. Credit recovery made easy. Get back on track fast. Working on a budget? Sure, they can help. Take control of your credit today. Tyven's Credit Repair Service can help you get your credit back on track. 317-583-9983. 317-583-9983. Give Tyven a call and let him help you get your credit back right. Joe Burrow set to take the field here late in the fourth quarter. Let's see if they can get anything positive out of the rest of this game, considering there's a long season ahead and they're going to be playing Buffalo next week. And Buffalo, even though they lost to Minnesota, it was in overtime. That was a very, very defensive game. First and 10 on their own 28. Burrow in the backfield alone. And this ball's going to be bobbled around everywhere. Incomplete, second and 10 on their own 28. Let's see what Joey and them can cook up here late in the fourth to try and make this game some type of competitive. Brown in motion. Burrow complete across the middle. Pick up a first down on their own 49 close to midfield. Gesicki with a completion. With a reception, I'm sorry. Burrow, backfield alone, 2:45 left in the game. Back to pass. He's got Chase for 9. And Chase has had a phenomenal game. Burrow. Usually Houston was going to win. .220 left in the fourth quarter. Second and 1. Burrow back to pass. And he's going to find Gesicki again down at the 11 with 2:10 left on the clock here in the fourth quarter. And it's probably going to go down to the 2-minute warning before the next play is ran. And 2-minute warning. Phenomenal game up until this point, guys. 24-10. Houston leading the way against Cincinnati here in the fourth quarter. And it looks like they're going to advance to 1-0 here the first week of the season. Screen to Brown, touchdown, Cincinnati, 16-24. And they're going to try to make this game competitive here late against Houston at home. 24-16, and Collins is pissed. And the extra point is good. Tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. as the Saints take on the Raiders as they come into town in New Orleans. The Bucks will take on the Commanders at home. The Cowboys will take on the Ravens at home. And then Shador will host Cam Ward in Cleveland versus the Titans. Tune in next week as we kick off our Saturday with the Packers versus the Lions at home. And he's going to bring this ball out to the 40-yard line. Tank Dell on the return. Phenomenal return. Joe Mixon having a phenomenal game. 7 receptions for 98 yards. Couldn't have asked for a better performance out of your running back. Let's see if Cincinnati's defense can stand up here late in the fourth quarter to take this game into overtime and try to potentially win this game on the road against the Texans. Mixon is going to be tackled for a 2-yard loss, and Cincinnati's going to call their first timeout here late in the fourth quarter. Mixon in the backfield with Stroud. Collins at the bottom of your screen. And Mixon's going to get the ball again here on second down, and he's only going to gain a yard. 3rd and 11 here in the fourth quarter with 1:43 left to play. 24-17, Houston's on top. Are they going to take home their first win this week in week 1 of the No Controller Cup? Mixon will get the ball again, and he's going to lose a yard again. Cincinnati will call another timeout here in the fourth quarter to try to get the ball back and potentially put points on the board. This game, I did not expect to go down to the wire. With the way that Joe's been playing, I did not expect that. And this ball is going to bounce through the end zone, and Joe's going to take over on his own 20 here in the fourth quarter with just over a minute and a half left to play. They've got to protect him if they are going to win this game. I would love to see a comeback from Joe. But we will see what happens here. Back to pass. And he's going to roll to his left and throw this ball out of bounds, 2nd and 10 on his own 20. 1:27 left in the fourth quarter, and Cincinnati desperately needs a score to stay alive here in week 1 of No Controller Cup. Joe back to pass. And he's got T. Higgins for 8. 3rd and 2 as the clock ticks on their own 28. Let's see what they draw up here late in the fourth quarter to try to put points on the board and get this game into overtime. Burrow, he's got his man across the field, down into Texas territory on their own 45. They have no timeouts left. They're going to be trying to move this ball as quick as they can downfield. 40 seconds left. Oh, they're on their own 45. I'm sorry. Pass incomplete to Brown. Joe's desperately trying to tie this game up, send it into overtime here late against Houston at home. And he's got his man Chase down to the 35-yard line, and the clock continues to tick down to 20. They have no timeouts left. It's a 7-point differential. 10 seconds left here in this game. Let's see what they come up with. Burrow back to pass. And it's incomplete. 2 seconds left, chat. 2 seconds left. 2 seconds left. Can Joey pull it out of his ass and put up 7 points to take this game into overtime against Houston? Clock has expired. He's got to score here. He throws it, and it's incomplete. And Houston will win this game at home, week 1 of No Controller Cup versus the Cincinnati Bengals. He played a good game. The 2 interceptions really cost him. Brown had a touchdown, phenomenal. Mixon, phenomenal on the ground and receiving. Stroud, amazing game. Dalton Schultz had an amazing first half, and Houston's defense stood up in the third quarter and left Joe Burrow scoreless at the end of this game. I hope to see you guys tomorrow back here, 3 o'clock, for the Saints versus the Raiders to kick off tomorrow's 4 games. And then we have the Bucks and the Commanders to follow up, Dallas versus the Ravens. And to close it out, we have our rookie showdown, Shedeur Sanders versus Cam Ward, the Browns versus the Titans at 8:15. See you tomorrow. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. And I hope to see you in the future. Week 2 starts Saturday.